At some point in the past, I've mentioned an app that I wrote that helps me track my inventory of different electronic components. As I work through these different projects, it seems like I end up ordering quite a few different ICs, and I normally order more than I need just so I have some on hand moving forward. And the stuff that I use a lot of, I try to keep more on hand of those things. Initially, I started with just an Excel spreadsheet, and that was helpful, and I wasn't sure if I would be able to maintain it, keep it up, and if it would really continue to be helpful to me. I eventually wrote a little app that sits on top of that spreadsheet. It's just a little Microsoft Power app, and it's turned out to be a really handy little tool. And so here I'll just kind of give you a quick rundown of what that tool looks like. So as I'm working on different projects, I might need a part, and this app, you can pull it up on your phone, and it's sized nicely for your phone, or you can pull it up on a desktop. Here I have it pulled up on a desktop, but it allows me to kind of scroll through inventory, and if I'm looking for something specific, I can just come up into the search, and maybe I'm looking for a 74 245. And so I just typed in 245, and you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different flavors of 74 245s for whatever reason. And so maybe some of these are surface mount, maybe some of these are AC, LS, or ACT, HC here, HCT, etc. And it just shows I've got some of those on hand. Or if I just knew I'm looking for a transceiver, I could just search for that and see what it finds. Or if I'm looking for, I don't know, flip-flops, so I might just search for flip-flop and see what do I have for flip-flops. And some of you are probably chuckling because it looks like I've got a lot of inventory, and I would say things kind of pile up pretty quickly. So I do have a selection, but it seems like I'm using all of these at some point in projects, and they come in handy. Another challenge with all of this is just where do I have all this stuff? I didn't want to have a big drawer with everything in it because it would take forever to get through it. And I don't have things organized as well as every IC has its own drawer in a larger storage system. I've just got a series of bins that I use. The nice thing with any of these, though, I can just kind of go into it, and then it will, I've got a description that goes with it, and also I put a storage location. So where is it? So I know I can go to bin 2 to find this specific chip. On a lot of these too, if I'm working in it, let's say I'm looking for some flash, I can see what do I have for flash, and here's one that I use a lot of. I really like this chip here, and I can go to it. I can also click View Data Sheet, and it will just take me straight to that data sheet for that. And that was the last page I was on in that data sheet, but it takes me straight to the data sheet, which is really handy. So all I'm doing is saving a link to the data sheet, and I put a button up here that essentially launches that link. But it's a really fast way that if I go to one of these and I want to learn more about it quickly, I just say View Data Sheet, and there it is, and I can read through it. So if you're like me, you're a tinkerer and a hobbyist and do a lot of this, and you're starting to get a massive collection of parts, maybe at least consider a spreadsheet or something to track that. This little tool I built in probably 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, just using Microsoft's Power Apps. So really easy. So if you have access to Microsoft 365 and can use a Power App, I thought this was convenient. I'm sure there's 100 other ways to do this. It's just a database is all it is. And like I said, even a plain old Excel file would be helpful. So just sharing my reflection on this tool. I've been really happy just having it, and I do find myself using it nearly every day.